Hey digital friends, thanks for tuning in. Today I'm going to show you how to do a mason jar soil test for your garden. Why test your soil? Well, it's important to understand what's in your soil, as this will let you know what will grow well in your garden and what you can do to improve it. For example, if you have too much clay, you can add sand or compost to make it looser and drain better. This is a fun project to do with kids, adults, or maybe even on a date. Who knows? Be creative. So let's head out to the garden and get started. So step one, you're going to want to gather up all the tools and items that you're going to need. You're going to want a lidded mason jar. You'll also want to get a tape measure or a ruler. You'll want 1 tablespoon of dishwasher detergent. Make sure it's dishwasher detergent. You don't want regular soap because you don't want it to suds up. You'll want a shovel or a trowel. And you'll want a bucket, probably 2 if you can. And finally a screen or a strainer. Next, it's time to get the organic matter off of the top of your sample area. So if there's any grass, twigs, straw, hay, scrape that off the top. And you'll want to do this in several sections because you're going to want to take the sample from 5, maybe 10 areas depending on how big your garden is. Once you've got all of that cleared away, you'll be ready to dig a hole. You're going to want the hole to be as deep as the roots of the crops that you're growing. Typically that's going to be 6 to 8 inches. So a good rule of thumb is dig a 6 to 8 inch deep hole. Once you've dug that hole, then you'll want to go in and get a slice off of the side. A nice, even, maybe 1 inch, ½ inch slice. That will represent everything that exists in the top 6 to 8 inches of your soil. Then chuck that in a bucket, and now you're ready for step 3. Step 3 is mix it all together. So you will have collected samples, again, from 5 or 10 spots in your garden. You'll want to get rid of any rocks or sticks that are in there. You'll want to break up the clumps. Really work this. This is an important step. Spend 5, maybe 10 minutes doing this. That will make the results much more accurate. And then once you're done breaking all that up, then you're ready to move on to the next step, which is screening it. So grab your screen or strainer and start working that soil through it. And again, it's important to take your time on this step. If you have really clayey soil, it's going to be harder to get through there, but it's going to be worth your while. It might get a little stuck to the screen, but keep rubbing it, keep working it through. You'll know that you're done when everything is the consistency of what I would say coffee grounds. Nice, loose, airy, even, just like that. Alright, once you've got your soil to that consistency, you're ready for step 5, it's time to put it in a jar. So grab your mason jar and fill it up about halfway. Just a scratch over half because the soil will settle a bit, but you don't want to overfill it. You want to leave plenty of room for the water. So halfway full jar. Now we move on to the next step, which is adding water. Fill it up about 3/4 of the way through. Most jars will kind of round or taper at the top, so just below that is typically where you'd stop adding water. Now you'll add the dishwasher soap. Again, get dishwasher soap because it doesn't create suds. Hand soap or like Dawn detergent will not work. Screw your lid on. And now it's time to shake it. I recommend shaking it like a Polaroid picture. You can shake it up and down, side to side, flip it over, but do this for several minutes. You really want to get complete mixture of the water in the soil. And now step 6, which is do nothing. Wait 2, 4, 6 days until you've seen all the layers settle. Once they have, you can come in there with a Sharpie and you can mark the different layers. The top layer is going to be clay, the middle layer is going to be silt, the bottom layer is going to be sand. The silt to sand layer won't be as clear as the clay to silt layer, but you will be able to tell the difference. So you want to mark all of those areas, as we've done here. And now you're ready to measure. So grab your ruler or tape measure and see how much of each you have. Here we've got about 3/4 of an inch of sand, about 2 inches of silt, and about a 1/2 inch of clay. So make a note of that. And again, in our example, we've got 1/2 inch clay, 2 inches of silt, 3/4 of an inch of sand for a total of 3 1/4 inches. Do some magical math and get that in percentages. That's 15% clay, 62% silt, 23% sand for us. Alright, now you're ready for the next step, which is entering this information in. So you want to go to the USDA website and look up a soil texture calculator. So use Google or whatever other search engine, search for USDA, go to usda.gov, up in their search feature, enter soil texture or soil texture calculator. You'll get some results. Click on soil texture calculator. And now you can enter in, for us, percent sand, which is going to be 23%. Then you can enter in percent clay, which for us is 15. And then percent silt, it will automatically fill in the rest for you to get to 100%. So you just click on Get Type, scroll down, you'll see a little colored dot which represents where you are, which for us is silt loam. And that's job done. So get out there and test your soil.